This topic is cell. As you know that there have been changes in the 9th syllabus. So the topic cell, in cell there will be little changes. Today we'll be studying the microscopic electron microscopic structure of an animal cell. Now, as you know that the definition of cell is the unit structure of living organism. Now, cells are present in all living organisms, whether it is animal or it is a plant. But there is a little difference between the plant cell and animal cell. That we'll discuss, but today let's start with the animal cell. In the animal cell, first of all, there is an outer membrane which is called cell membrane. It is called cell membrane, or it can be called as plasma membrane also. So this cell membrane, it is a thin layer. Now we start with cell membrane. Number one, cell membrane. First point, it is made of a thin layer of protein and fat. It is made up of thin layer of thin layer of protein first point is it is made up of thin layer of protein or fat. Second point, it is partially permeable. It is partially permeable. That is controls there are things needed by cell can enter cell, and those things which are not needed can pass out. The second part is cytoplasm. It is clearly gel-like substance. It is clear. Jelly like substance. It contains about 70% water. It contains about 70% water. It also contains many dissolved substances in it, especially protein. Third part is vacuole. Small space in animal cell. What are vacuole? These are small space in animal cell. Small space in animal cell containing water or food. Food may be present. Containing water or food. Now the fourth part is endoplasmic reticulum. The fourth part is endoplasmic reticulum. It is membranous network They are assembly line for fat and protein. They are assembly line for fat and protein. Making out small molecule, making out of smaller molecules in cell. Making a smaller molecule in cell. Is it clear? Endoplasmic reticulum. I'll write short for short ER in the endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum, ER for short reticulum, are found in all cells. ER are found Okay, now endoplasmic reticulum are of two type. I explained to you, endoplasmic reticulum are of two type. A rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Now, as I told you that these are membranous network, they are assembly line for fat and protein, making small molecules from the smaller molecule in the cells. Endoplasmic reticulum are found in all the cells. The diagram way endoplasmic reticulum are found in all the cells. There are two types of endoplasmic reticulum: rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Now, what is the difference between rough and smooth endoplasmic reticulum? I'll write it over here. You see the rough endoplasmic reticulum, it contains the ribosomes. What does rough endoplasmic reticulum contains? It contains small ribosomes. Rough endoplasmic reticulum. Ribosomes are attached to it. Okay. Now, why it is called endoplasmic rough endoplasmic? Because ribosomes are attached to it. You see the diagram we have dotted this point is a ribosome, and another one is without this ribosome. So that is called smooth endoplasmic reticulum. It is called smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Ribosomes are not attached. Ribosomes are not attached. Ribosomes are not attached to it. Is that clear? Ribosomes are not attached to it. Now, this was about the endoplasmic reticulum. Now we come to the next point. That is the nucleus. Sorry, we come to the next point, that is mitochondria. That's number 5 is mitochondria. It is called powerhouse of the cell. What is mitochondria? Powerhouse of cell. Why it is called powerhouse? Because energy is produced. Energy is produced. Power of the cell, energy is, why it is called power? Because energy is produced by reaction with food and oxygen. So you see mitochondria, it is called powerhouse of the cell. Why it is called powerhouse? Because energy is produced by reaction with food and oxygen. Okay, and you just remember that active cells. Remember that those cells which are active cells. Active cells contains more mitochondria. Active cells contains more mitochondria. Is it clear? So we come to the next point. That is 6th point is ribosomes. We come to ribosomes. Ribosomes, these are small bodies. A small rounded object. Small rounded object, often attached to endoplasmic, attached to endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, what are ribosomes? Small rounded object, often attached to endoplasmic reticulum. It is it produces protein or manufactures protein, you can say. Then the next point is the nucleus. Nucleus, small dense structure. Small dense structure at the center of at the center of cell cytoplasm. So it is clear that nucleus is a small dense structure at the center of the cytoplasm. It is surrounded by nuclear membrane. It is surrounded by nuclear membrane. Now, it contains chromosome. It is surrounded by a nuclear membrane. It contains chromosomes. It contains chromosome which carries genetic information. Which carries genetic information. Okay, now this was the first, the chromosome was present in the cells. They carry genetic information. The second thing controls chemical reaction. What does the cell do? It controls chemical reaction of the body. Carries chemical reaction within cell and also helps in cell division. When cell divides, this nucleus, they play important role. Next function is determines shape and function of cells. Nucleus determines shape and function of cell. Is it clear? Determines shape and function of cell. Now, this was all about the part of the cell. Now, children, remember that these all parts which I have discussed in animal cell, they are also present in the plant cell. But the plant cell have some additional structures that we'll discuss. The plant cell, they have some additional structure. And what are those additional structure? If they're in plant cell, have some additional structure. This plant cell have some additional structure. We'll discuss one by one. But what are those structures? Number one, cell wall. You see, the plant cell has large plant cell is surrounded by cell wall made up of plants are surrounded by cell wall made up of cellulose, type of sugar, made up cellulose. So you see the cell wall is rigid and it is hard, it is rigid, and it gives the shape to the plant cell. Okay. Now we come to the second part, that is, you see the vacuole. A large vacuole is present. You see, there is a single vacuole, a large vacuole. A large vacuole is present. A large vacuole is present and contains solution. And contains solution called cell sap. Contains solution called cell sap. It is separated from the. It is separated from the cytoplasm It is separated from the cytoplasm by a membrane. By a membrane called vacuolar membrane or tonoplast. It is called vacuolar membrane or tonoplast. 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 It is called vacuolar membrane or tonoplast is the better word. Tonoplast is used nowadays. Now we come to the third point, that is chloroplast. So you see, all the parts which we have studied in animal cells, they are present in the plant cell, plus these are the three additional structures: cell wall, vacuole, and chloroplast. Now, what is chloroplast? Chloroplast is small bodies lying in the cytoplasm. Small bodies lying in the cytoplasm. They are small bodies lying in the cytoplasm. Contains green color pigment. It contains green color pigment. Contains green color pigment called chlorophyll. Contain green color pigment called chlorophyll. It absorbs sunlight. It absorbs sunlight and the solar energy is converted into chemical energy. Solar energy is converted to chemical energy. Okay. Solar energy is converted to chemical G. It plays important role. It plays an important role in photosynthesis. Photosynthesis. That is by which the process by which plant manufactures its own food. Okay? It plays very important role in photosynthesis for making food. For making food. Is it correct? So chloroplast plays a very important role. Small bodies in the cytoplasm. Green color pigment is present. They are called chlorophyll. It absorbs sunlight and solar energy is converted to chemical energy. It plays an important role in photosynthesis for making food. Now we come to the main point. Questions are often asked, and that is very important. Very important points. Children, you should note it down. The question is about what is the difference, what is the similarities and differences between the plants. So mostly they ask differences, but you should also know about the similarity. So let's discuss about the similarities. Similarities between plants and animal cells. First, both have cell membrane. Is it clear? This was the first similarity. Second similarity, both have cytoplasm. Both have cytoplasm. Both have nucleus. Both have nucleus. The next point is both have mitochondria. Next point is both have endoplasmic reticulum. And the next point is, the last point is, both have ribosomes. Both have ribosomes. Is it clear? Now we come to the most important point. That is what is the difference between plant cell and animal cell? It usually comes in the exam, in O-level exam. So whenever difference is asked, so you just draw two columns. In the first column, we put plant. In the second column, we put animal. There is animal cell and plant cell. Is it clear? We draw a column over here. Note down the point. Number one, cell wall present. Over here, write down cell wall absent. So this was the first point. In animals, in plant cells, cell wall is present, which is made of cellulose, carbohydrate. In animal cell wall is absent. The next point is chloroplast present. You know that chloroplast helps in photosynthesis. Over here, chloroplast is absent. Animal cell does not contain chloroplast. So write down chloroplast absent. The third point is a large vacuole. A large vacuole present. And over here, in the next point over here, small vacuoles. You can write down small vacuoles, many small vacuoles present. Many small present. Is it clear? The next point is, that is the fourth point, starch granules present. In plant cell, in animal cells, no starch granules. No starch granules. No starch granules. May have glycogen. May have glycogen. Type of sugar. In animal cells, glycogen granules may be present. Not in all cells, in some. But in plant cells, always starch granules are present. And the last point is regular in shape. It is regular in shape. Here it is irregular in shape. It is irregular in shape. Now, this was all about the cell we have studied. Further, we'll discuss in the later lecture. Up till now, it is complete. Thank you, children.